day to level the series the chance to bowl a single ball.
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Very nice to have you with us. Hope you'll enjoy a lovely meditation with us. That's the goal of today. We've got Madhav just arrived from the traffic jam. Welcome, Madhav. What we're going to do today is, as per usual, we'll go through strengthening and awakening our Kundalini. We'll also focus on one of our chakras, which is the Vishuddhi chakra, Madhav. And there's a few interesting things about the chakras which we might just broach on a little bit today, in that the qualities that start to manifest in all our chakras are, well, how can I put this? So there's, throughout the ages, different incarnations, saints have come on the earth and demonstrated those qualities. And we're going to watch a little excerpt from the founder of Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji Devi, in the second part of the program. And she's going to be talking about one of the incarnations of this Vishuddhi chakra and the qualities he demonstrates. So that'll be Shri Krishna, who demonstrates those qualities that in us will awaken as we get ourselves more aligned with our spirit and less with our thoughts. That's where we'll go a little bit later on, Madhav, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's good.
But as usual, we will start by just exploring that map of our internal being. Mm-hmm. So we're not going out for a drive with a map, we're going inside for a drive. So I thought it might be nice, Madhav, if you would like to talk about the inside map a bit.
Sure. So I think as everyone here, excuse me.
We've all taken our shoes off, by the way.
As everyone here knows, we're going to practice meditation, and we're going to practice Sahaja Yoga meditation. And there's a map over there of a person.
Would you like me to point? You'll point.
I'll point. And it's a map of a person that's a subtle system. And it's the bit of us that's not physical. It's a non-physical system. And the person who showed us what that is and how it works is the lady in that picture over there. And her name.
Can everyone hear all right? We'll just get a sound check.
Sound check?
Sound check, Surinder? Sound is all right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're okay.
And that lady taught us, or people, when I say us, I mean everyone, about the subtle system, the map of the person over there. And she taught us about meditation and how the two interlink. And how they interlink is that there's a little triangle right at the base of that person, and it's got a little squiggly line in it. And that is the mothering energy. And the goal of meditation, what we do, is to get it to rise right to the top of that person's head, where you can see a kind of a lotus with lots of colors. And in doing so, you get a feeling of relaxation, of no thoughts. And we call that thoughtless awareness. And that's what we're going to try and do today.
Yep, we've got to be happy with that, I'd say.
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Len, do you want to start that one?
And then, of course, sorry.
Oh, no, sorry, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm just chitting and chatting.
Yeah.
Carry on. What was the question?
So I'll ask Auntie Lynn to show everyone how to get thoughtless and how to get the top of our heads.
Okay.
And then afterwards, we'll do a meditation so we can stay thoughtless.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess we're going to chat about the Vishuddhi chakra, which is the blue one that you can see has collectivity, then a line going through it right at the person's neck.
Okay, so I'll demonstrate what we'll do to get into that state. And if it's your first time, it'll be helpful for you as well. But a lot of us have been doing this regularly. A lot of you online also have been doing it regularly. And we'll tell you something interesting for your future development as well a bit later, the 21 days meditation challenge, but I don't urge. So we, as per usual, we work on our left side with our right hand. We're touching the Mother Earth. We've got our left hand open on our lap. And with our right hand, what we'll be doing is making those affirmations, the questions and the affirmations at these energy centers. Will go down to where our hip is, where our which is beside where the Kundalini resides in the triangular bone. We'll ask for that energy to be awakened. We'll establish that relationship with our mothering energy. Then we'll come back up to the top of our stomach, and we'll go to our heart. We'll come up to the Vishuddhi, which is our focus of the day, of the night. And then to the forehead, we'll drop our forehead into the palm of our hand. We might take it behind. And then, of course, to get into that Sahasrara, the 1,000-petaled lotus that Madhav was talking about, we come up to the fontanelle area, which is where that fountain is.
Sounds good.
Yep. So shall we do it? All right. Let's do that. So just feeling relaxed. Try to disengage from the thinking process, which if you've had a busy day working at home or working outside, that is nice to withdraw from that for a bit. We can just close our eyes. If the eyes are a bit twitchy, which does happen sometimes, then just focus on the light that's the candle light that we've got there in the photograph of Shri Mataji. You can look towards her photograph, which really makes you go thoughtless, actually. So the eyes might settle down if you find that. Otherwise, we'll have our eyes closed. And just be aware of your breathing. So we're subtly trying to take our attention from the thinking process into all those automatic habits of breathing. So you're not trying to deepen or stop or extend your breathing, just observing. You can feel it also in your heart. So let's take our right hand to our heart on the left-hand side. We can ask that question that, who am I? Who am I? Who is the I of me? Still connecting with our breathing as opposed to our thinking. Let's go down to the top of our stomach, just under the rib cages, still on the left-hand side. And we've got our hand there quite firmly. And this question, of course, is, am I my own master? It's also, am I my own guru? Now let's go down to that Swadhisthana center, it's called, which we can feel on our thumbs when we've got our Kundalini awakened. We start to feel the state of our chakras, and for this center, the Swadhisthana center, we feel it on the two thumbs. So here's where we ask our mother Kundalini, our mothering energy, please give me the pure knowledge, the truth about myself. Please let me feel on my hands, in my chakras, in my centers, the state of my being. Please give me the information and the true knowledge of myself. So this we're desiring from our heart. Mother Kundalini, please give me pure knowledge of myself. Not my thoughts about myself. Not my thoughts about other people's thoughts about myself, but the truth about myself. Let's come up to the top of the stomach again. And we have our true knowledge awaken. So we can confirm with the affirmation, I am my own master. I am my own guru. Mother Kundalini, mothering energy. I am my own master. Just feeling that opening and flow, both on your Sahasrara center and here where your hand is. Let's go up to the heart. And let's affirm who we are. The true I. I am pure spirit. Mother Kundalini, I am the pure spirit. Still connected to breathing. Just feel that lovely opening of your heart with that affirmation. I am pure spirit. And we're going up to the Vishuddhi, the index finger, 2 index fingers. We're on the left side, so the left index finger would be where we would be feeling any imbalance in this area. And of course, as we've done before, we'll take out any feelings of guilt simply by saying, Mother Kundalini, I'm not guilty. So we're overriding the guilt habit. I'm not guilty. You can't be guilty because we're the spirit. I'm not guilty. Let's go up to the forehead, just dropping the forehead into the palm of your hand. And for this center, the Agnya it's called, and that's our ring finger. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. It's very essential process to open this Agnya chakra. Simply forgiving. Forgive everyone. No need to think of particular things or people. Just in general, I forgive everyone. Very important, I forgive myself. And for our own benefit, let's take it from behind. So we're tipping the back of our head into the palm of our hand. So the hand is behind. And we're asking Mother Kundalini, the divine energy all around, Mother, if I've made any mistakes against my spiritual ascent, please forgive me. So this is whether we know it or not. We're asking, Mother, please forgive me if I've made any mistakes. Now let's come up to the Sahasrara, stretching out the fingers. Just place the center of your palm onto the center of the top of your head. You can bring your head a little bit forward so it's easier. Pressing down, making that circular motion with the scalp, going to the left and forward, to the right and back. So it's the clockwise direction. And asking the all-pervading energy of divine love all around us. Please strengthen and establish my self-realization. Mother Kundalini, mothering energy, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please strengthen and establish my self-realization. And then just taking your hand up. Keep going up until you can feel a gentle flow. Now, if you've been doing this for quite a few weeks or longer, you'll definitely be able to feel something there, even if it's your first time. So you can bring your hand close. You can take it up a bit. And then wherever you can feel, even if you just have a vague idea, oh, maybe that's something, just keep your attention there, bring that hand down, open in your lap. If you have a doubt, let's take the other hand, the left hand, bring it close, taking it up. And keeping your attention up there where you're feeling something happening. Both hands are open on your lap now. Still breathing. You could be feeling some flow of coolness or warmth in the palms as well. Be aware of any fingers that are tingling. But ultimately, take your attention back up on top of your head. Let's just slowly open our eyes. We'll come back to this meditation feeling. We'll try to make it stronger as we go. But let's do the short form, shall we, Madhav, of how we'll finish our meditation in general and how we started with the raising of the hands.
Sure. So I think as before, when we used our right hand to do everything, the right side is the right side of action. So every time we put our hand on something and said an affirmation, we're trying to act on it.
Mhm.
And our left hand is where we feel things as we're going up and down. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our left hand in front of us. We're going to get our right hand to revolve around it. We're going to take it out from the base of our spine right to the top of our head and then tie one knot. And what we're trying to do is get that mothering energy right at the base of our spine to go right to the top and stay there.
Nice.
So we'll do it again. We'll tie 2 knots. 1, 2. And we'll do it one more time. We'll tie 3 knots. And why 3, I guess, is the question.
Yes, Madhav, why 3?
So there's a left side, and then
Yep.
there's a right side, and then there's a center. And so you're just doing it one for all of those, just to kind of be sure. And then the second thing we do is using our right hand again. We start from our left side.
Yep.
We're going to put a bandhan, which is like a protection, to kind of remind us of what happened and to kind of.
And why are we protecting ourselves?
So we can do it again, I guess. So we can meditate, continue to meditate, so everything becomes easier.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so what we'll do is we'll go from left to right once and back. That's 1 go. And then we'll do that 7 times. So that's 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7.
Nice.
And that's the, as you said, short way of doing what we just did.
Yeah, yeah.
So instead of going through that whole process, you can do it quickly and just do that, what we just did.
That makes sense, Padma?
Why is this realization so easy to get here? Normally it's very hard to get your self-realization. How come Sahaja brings it so quickly?
Good question.
The reason it's so easy is
Mhm.
because the lady whose picture is on the wall,
Mhm.
her name, as we said, was Shri Mataji, and she found out a way of making it very easy and giving it to lots of people in one go.
And is that because she had it, so therefore she could pass it on already?
Yeah, she was quite special in that she had it and she has particularly strong vibrations. So that's why we have a picture here. We have a candle, and that's why we have a picture over there, because it's an easy way to get it done, to do it quickly.
It's surprising how the photograph of Shri Mataji has such a strong effect on your own Kundalini, actually.
It makes things much easier, much easier.
Yeah, something to experiment with.
I think what else? I think we've probably told everyone this, so unless you're new for the first time, but what can you do if you're feeling quite hot and bothered after a day at work, or quite kind of lethargic because you've had a lazy day or it's been raining?
Mm-hmm.
And you can do the same thing as we just did again.
Are you raising the Kundalini, putting it abundant?
Yeah, or you can just do, for example, you're feeling really kind of hot or right-sided. And when we say right-sided, we mean energetic or caffeinated is the other one.
It wasn't me.
What you can do is just do, as we did before, you raise the left and push down the right.
This is a wonderful thing, actually.
Yeah, and you can do that as many times as you want, as long as it's too many times, depending on how you feel.
I often do it too many times.
And so
Works for me.
we can do it 7, I think that's 4. What this does is it raises the left side and puts down the right side. So you're just balancing yourself.
This is a really good one. I love this one.
That's about 6 and 7. And there's 2 more things we can do, right? That we've probably told everyone who's returning lots of times.
Yeah. The clearing of the left and right.
Yeah, we can do that quickly. So as before, hands on your lap. Close your eyes and relax. And it's good to do this after work, and you can do it with your feet in a bucket of cold water if you're feeling really, really energetic or caffeinated. And it's very easy. So we just relax, put our hands on our lap and close our eyes. And we put our right hand towards the earth. What we're doing is we're using the energy in the earth, take all the kind of lethargy and anything that's kind of making us feel sad or depressed or anything like that, and just letting it go into the earth. And so you can say an affirmation to yourself to make it easier, to the same mothering Kundalini energy that we asked to raise our Kundalini, which is the energy at the base of our spine. You can just say, please take all the all the heaviness out of our left side through our right hand into the earth. So we can just close our eyes. You can say that to yourself once or twice and just let it all go, really. Kind of give yourself permission to just let all that heaviness out of yourself. Take a deep breath, and if a thought comes, just let it go. And we'll just kind of close our eyes and just give ourselves a chance to let it all go, just for 30 seconds. We just put our right hand back on the lap. And as everyone, because of the time it is today, I assume most people have got up from work or from caring for the kids or from cooking dinner or doing all those other things, and you're probably still feeling, really excited and caffeinated. If you're like me, you've had one in the mid-afternoon. We're going to try and relax ourselves again. Okay. So all we do is the same thing. Close your eyes and just put your left hand into the air. And as before, we're using the air, all that cool air, and we're going to give ourselves an affirmation. And as we did before, you can say, Mothering Energy or Kundalini, please take all the heat out of my right side, do my left hand into the air. And you just relax, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and just let it all go. It's kind of, as before, just give yourself permission. Let all the heat go. Let all the kind of frantic or frenetic or anxious energy just go into the air. So we'll just kind of try and relax for 30 seconds. Give yourself permission just to let it all go into the air. And we can just open our eyes and put our hand back on our lap.
That works a treat, isn't it?
I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I'm feeling a lot more relaxed when I first came.
Poor Mudder had to run straight from work in the door. He got here just as the starting music finished.
Just on time, I think.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. We were going to talk about...
Oh, yes. So we've got a lovely talk of the Vishuddhi. It is of the right Vishuddhi. So we haven't talked about right Vishuddhi much, but that's our communication. Also, in the talk, it's about 12 minutes long. So it is quite, that's all right, plenty of time. So if we play that now and we can have another meditation, or is that what you had in mind?
Yeah. Did you want me to explain what the right and left and center?
That would be good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you said right.
Yeah.
So there's a center and there's a left.
Yeah.
And where is the Vishuddhi? It's that blue little wheel you can see on the map of the person. And it's got collectivity. And I think there's a right, which is on our right side, on the right side of our neck, and that is communication. Yeah. And there's a left, and that is not being guilty, a negative, kind of an opposite quality.
Yeah, opinion of ourselves.
Opinion of ourselves. It's having a good, proper
high
self-esteem.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we said qualities, and that means that each has qualities, but they interrelate to us. But I guess where is it? I said neck. It's on the spine, the base of your neck.
Yeah.
What else can I say? I can say that you said 2 affirmations right at the beginning of our process that I thought were very interesting.
Oh, did I?
And the first one was on our left heart.
Yes.
And that Uncle Philip Franken, who was here last week, talked about as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what was that affirmation? I am the spirit.
Oh, yes.
And then you said one on the left side of our neck.
Which is not being guilty.
Not being guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very important because there's 2 very, very important qualities about the Vishuddhi. And the first one is being the witness.
Mm.
And the second one is being collective. And those might seem odd because you'd think that they're opposite, right? How can I be part of something when I'm watching it?
Yeah.
Kind of removed
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But it relates to the spirit. And when we say that I am the spirit, that's us saying that we're not those kind of other parts of our personality, which we call loosely ego. They're the I.
Basically, yes.
Yeah. So when we say I, that's not really who we are. We're something else.
Yeah.
That I is a kind of our personality, but it's not really us because it changes. It's different. Sometimes it's difficult, every time a toddler.
Yeah. So the I who's the human we're looking after.
Yeah.
But the looker after is us.
Yeah. So the first thing is when you're the witness, you start shedding all that I-ness because you're the spirit.
Yeah.
And you're getting rid of all that stuff. So you just watch the world around you because that's the world and we're the witness. And the second thing is we're collective. And why are we collective when we're the witness? Because we're all the spirit.
That sounds fair.
That sounds fair. It's a nice way of thinking about it.
It is a nice way of putting it, actually.
Because you don't have to get involved. Things happen, problems happen.
Yeah.
And you just let them happen, but you know that they don't really bother you because you're the spirit and you're the witness. But you know that when it happens to someone else, that person's I-ness isn't part of them, but their spirit is.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of a nice community in that everyone is connected. You're not too worried about what happens, which I think is really important. It
is. So the human of me I shouldn't be worried about the human of me interacting and reacting with the other human of somebody else. We're connected by the I who is the spirit.
And the spirit can't be guilty. So if things happen, or if you feel like you made a mistake, or if something went wrong and you're thinking, gosh, you don't have to worry about it because you're the spirit and you're not guilty.
And at the same time, you still see that, oh, that was a mistake my human self made. I won't do it again, but I'm not guilty because that's not me. Yeah,
exactly. It's very easy. It's kind of that's why I quite like talking about the Vishuddhi because I find it relates to all the others and it explains a little bit why the spirit is important, which is kind of hard to understand because it doesn't really connect to that little essential.
And we've got so many other definitions of spirit, which confuses the issue.
You have alcohol and you have kind of a ghost or a ghoul, and it seems odd that we have spirit, and you're kind of wondering what's the spirit doing? Why is it there?
Yeah.
But it's there because it really shows who we are.
Yeah.
And the Vishuddhi kind of explains that a little more.
Very nice. Nice explanation. Does it make sense?
Kinda. It's not something that you can't really think through, I find. You have to kind of
just occurs to you.
It occurs to you, or kind of it happens to you. It doesn't really
happens to you. You feel it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It takes time. And I don't think I understand it particularly well, but I think you feel it. You feel, well, that's not me, that's something else. And that you can shed away, I think someone used the phrase once, that you shed away the unimportant layers of yourself that surround your spirit, the ego, and then
and especially if you react to something and then you stop reacting, then you see the difference. So those falling overs in life help us understand what's going on.
That's not really part of us, and you can just watch it, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I think I've talked enough. I think
that's a very nice explanation. Madhav, should we play the video and then you can take us into another meditation after the video? It's 12 minutes, and Madhav will take us further.
Sure, sounds good.
So bear with me while I... And we will have questions at the end. I'll unmute you all.
If we have to keep our Vishuddhi chakra all right, we have two sides, as you know, is the left and the right. So the right side is the Vishuddhi chakra, which is speaking, which is talking about dharma, which is on the aggressive side, we can say. Now those people who are aggressive, who talk in an aggressive manner, who are, say, trying to dominate others by their talks, are the people who are right-sided. I have shown people, those who really do wrong things. Say a person, a servant, steals something. You call him, he'll be so rude to you that you'll be amazed. This man is so rude, how can have been able to steal something? He's not afraid, he's answering you back so nicely. So those people who are right-sided can cover up any sin that they have committed, any wrong they have done, any murder they have done by their talk. It could be a talk which is very aggressive, blatant. People might think, oh, how can that be? This man is telling so loudly everything, and you are stunned. And you think, no, it's not possible. How can a person who says this? In this way, we too, as ordinary human beings, indulge into all kinds of nonsensical things, and then we try to justify it by talking, wriggling out of it. You know, as many criminals, war criminals, have come out of it by just talking, by creating stories, by showing something like that. That also is with all human beings, they have this capacity to say something by which to hide whatever wrong you are doing. But it is never realized by them that whatever harm you have done is not going to be forgiven and will be less forgiven when you talk like this. Because Sri Krishna is finished. If you start justifying, rationalizing all your wrong things, then you will be punished. And you will be punished very badly in so many ways that you will not know how to get it out of it. Physically, mentally, emotionally, every way you will be. So our right Vishuddhi, we have to have a temperament, a culture, a style, a behavior, which has got the quality of Sri Krishna, which is called as Madhurya, means melodious. Melodious. We should talk in such a manner that it should be melodious. The person who listens to you listens as if he is listening to the flute of Sri Krishna. The voice of a Sahaja should be sweet, like that. When you talk to someone, it should be melodious. It should not be aggressive at all, but on the contrary, it should be melodious. It should not be sarcastic. It should not hurt another person. Any word that hurts others cannot be coming from the proper type of right Vishuddhi. So in no way one should hurt. I wish all the Sahajogis develop that melodious voice of Sri Krishna as their Vishuddhi is awakened. Madhurya, in his behavior, Madhurya is, see, while talking to someone, there are so many gestures by which you can express your Madhurya. For example, especially in Italy and other places, I have seen people use too much of their hands. This is also Sri Krishna's style. So they use their hands in such a way that sometimes you don't understand what they are meaning. And sometimes it can be quite aggressive also, the way they use their hands. Now the hands must be used in such a way that it should create madhurya. I have seen this in Russia, or especially in Eastern blocs, where people, they have to express their love, just put like this. They have to say namaste. The whole expression is so sweet, and also their heart is very full when they see me. So they don't know how to express it. So they just put their hands like this. Or they feel shy, they do like this. Very, very sweet things they express through their hands, through their eyes. It is the tears, you see, that really create such clouds of, I should say, very dense clouds of compassion in my heart. When I see their eyes expressing their love for me. Everything, the tears, everything, that's the face, the eyes, the hands, all this belong to Shri Krishna. So in their behavior, in their talking, how they express themselves. You can use the same eyes for showing your temper and getting angry. Many people use eyes for controlling others. They'll put their eyes like this, stare at someone, try to control. They may use their eyes also for condemning someone. Also sometimes they use sort of spit at someone or try to show the tongue to insult someone. So in the behavior also, we must have a kind of a sweetness. Like when I went to England first, I learnt English in my own way. But when I went there newly, they said, now if you have to say a word like thought, you must say thought. I said, what? You must take out your tongue and say thought. I said, it's absurd. Why should you take out your tongue? He said, unless until you take out your tongue like that, it's not something proper expression. So I said, this is English, you have developed some nonsensical thing to show tongue at everyone. Even a child, when he gets angry, automatically he shows his tongue. So you see, all these expressions are, and making faces. Now, as they say that stiff upper lip, you must have heard about that. With the nose like that, snooty nose, or a face where you just make your faces and make a crooked face just to tease someone, or to make an expression out of your nose. Also people do it like this, you see, to show as if you are sneezing at that person. All these things, expressions are coming out of Sri Krishna's grace. But the power of that is madhurya, is the sweetness, the melodiousness. The rapport should be so sweet that that rapport should create tremendous joy and tremendous happiness. As you have heard the song of Baba Mama's, On My Eyes, only I looked at him, I says with that glance, that generated that beautiful music in him. So as far as possible, try to put your eyes on the greenery, that's the best. Then it soothes down, and also you develop the soothing quality of the greenery. I always tell people that better see the greenery around, how it soothes your eyes. In the same way, you should try to soothe the other person when you talk to that person. The person must melt. Instead of that, if you start arguing and fighting with that person will never melt. On the contrary, you will be adding fire, more fire to that person. That was the quality of Sri Krishna, is the madhurya. And that is expressed in his lifetime, how he beautifully managed to say things in his own sweetness, especially in his childhood. The another quality which Sri Krishna has, which we can express through our right Vishuddhi, is diplomacy. But there are two types of diplomacies. One is genuine, one is artificial. In the genuine diplomacy, you do not have to take to a certain standard, or you don't have to read some books to know what is diplomacy. Genuinely it comes to you. The whole thing works very sweetly in such a genuine manner. I have used it many a times myself, and you all can use it also many a times. That's only possible if you don't get angry with someone. Not possible if you are angry. Now there's a story I've told you about this Gagangad Maharaj. I went to meet him, and he was very angry because he could not stop the rain. He was supposed to stop the rain, and I was all drenched. And he was so angry, and he said that, is it my ego you were trying to control? And like that we started a little bit fighting. I said, no, that's not the reason. He said, why? Why did you not allow me to stop the rain? You are all drenched. I said, because you are a sannyasi and you bought a sari for me. I would not take a sari from a sannyasi. So I had to get drenched for your sake. The whole thing finished off. The whole anger, temper finished off. This is how we have to melt people. The diplomacy is not convincing anybody with his intellect or by temper or anything, but it is to melt away another person by your goodness, by your good words, by your sweet works, by your forgiving nature. This quality he had, and he tried this on many people. It worked on some, it did not work on some. He didn't feel it's a failure. It's the reaction of the another person which is important to be seen. So this quality of right Vishuddhi you should have is to talk to others and melt them away. I hope in America people develop this quality and try to improve relations with each other.
That was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I think you asked me something and I didn't really respond to it, which is that there's certain personalities who came and they kind of symbolize or kind of explain things through their actions or through what they do.
Through the ages, you mean?
Through the ages, yeah. And when Shri Mataji was talking, she mentioned Shri Krishna, who was a person who lived in India, I think about 6,000 years ago. I'm never sure.
I'm really not very good with the timing.
Yeah,
It was a long time ago.
Long time ago. And as she said, he symbolized the qualities of the Vishuddhi, the wheel over there. And she talked about the ones on the right. And I think I had a chat about the ones on the left. So the ones on the left are collectivity, being the witness. And the one in the center is being collective. And on the right is being sweet or diplomatic.
Diplomatic, yeah. Nice.
Yep, but I think otherwise we were going to do another meditation.
Yeah, I think we take it to another level. Let's go.
Let's try it again. So what we'll do is the same thing as before. Take off your glasses or just settle down comfortably in a chair and take a deep breath. Put your hands out on your lap. Close your eyes. Take another deep breath. And try and get a feel for where your attention is. Is it on your hands? Is it on your head? Or is it kind of running away from you because you're thinking of something? And maybe to focus it, we'll just put our right hand in front of us as we did before. We'll just raise it. Imagine that your attention is on top of your hand. We'll raise it right to the top of our head. Just try and leave our attention right at the top of our head. Just try it 2 more times. So a second. And a third. We just want to get to that thoughtless state before where we didn't have any thoughts. We weren't thinking. If a thought comes, it just goes off. And just let it go off. Take another deep breath. And if you're having trouble from not thinking, you can just say to yourself, Mother Energy or Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my realization. Please give me thoughtless awareness. And if a thought comes, just let it go. And if you kind of feel like you need to, you can just raise that mothering energy or your attention all over again with your right hand to the top of your head. And if you'd like, you can just try and raise your right hand just a little bit above your head. When you're ready, you can just put it on your lap and just not think, just stay in thoughtless awareness for a bit.
I'll just play a little bit of music for you, Madhav.
Whenever you're ready, just open our eyes and think to ourselves, let's do that again tomorrow morning on our own,
Yes.
and try and do just 5 minutes every morning. And you can begin and end the same thing, which is what we did before the raising our kundalini, which is what we did the first stage and putting on our bandhan. So we can do that again.
Mhm.
If I can remember which one comes first. So we rotate our right hand around our left, tie one knot. We'll do it once again with 2 knots at the top. And a third time with 3 knots. And we'll do the same process again. We do that 7 times. So there and back is a 1. So that's a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We did touch on briefly last week that there's the 21-day meditation happening in August, which is very exciting. There's already 1,400 people registered. You don't have to register, but you can express your interest and you can register, and 1,400 people have. So it's going to be quite exciting already. That many people, and there's still 2 weeks to go before it starts. I'll put up a slide so you can see, you can have a look on the website and see about it. But there's people from all over the world participating, as well as running the show and doing all the back end work. So it's going to be a very big, like just for this many people, how nice the meditation is. Imagine with, maybe there'll be 1,000 at least. They've extended the Zoom number to 1,000. So in anticipation, normally so many people register and say half of them actually start on the start day. Well, yeah, so it looks like getting to 2,000 registering. So potentially 1,000 people meditating together every day will be amazing. I'll show you that slide. Also, I'll give you the power to speak if you want to ask any questions, anyone who's online, or also I will look at the chats in case there is already a question there. Sharing and looking right now. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Thanks, Siddharth. Feel free. Here's a question from Percy. Thank you, Percy, for your question. How do I keep the state of thoughtless awareness for a longer time? I'm normally thoughtless for an hour or so. Wow.
Oh, wow.
And then back again to thinking and reacting. Could you please tell me? Thank you. Percy, you're doing well at an hour, but
Much better than me. Practice, I guess.
yeah, practice.
Practice trying to meditate a little bit every day. And it doesn't have to be for an hour. It could be for 5 minutes, but as long as you get 5 minutes in the morning, and if you can, 5 minutes in the evening, then I'm sure it'll be almost 24/7 if you're lucky.
Yeah. Just trying to find that slide. I know I've got my slides here somewhere. There it is. Here it is. That, in fact, is the thumbnail, but here is the 21 days. Oh, I didn't share that properly, did I? Let me stop and share again. There's another question here which, oh no, Percy said thank you. Thank you, Percy. And Siddharth had something he was going to mention. Siddharth? Oh, did I give you the sound? Let's see. Okay, you can unmute. Siddharth, feel free. I'll try to share properly that slide.
No, I was just saying to Percy that it will be answered at the end.
Thanks, I got
okay.
that answer.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Siddharth. That's very nice. So I hope you can all see that slide there. So just take a snap of it and you can go and have a look on the website and see. They've got, I think, some of the titles for the first week. And then they've got a bit more information, I think, also on the second week's already started getting in there. But should be very exciting if you can all join us there. That'll be good. I might, we've got a concert. We can also play for the going out music if you want to carry on meditating a bit. But anything else we could talk about that we haven't covered so far, Madhav? Next week, next week we'll be having Vara here in this seat, which will be interesting to have some variety. And I think we've got, we're going to go backwards and forwards from the chakras. We'll be going back to the void, I believe, which Philip's going to share with us either next week or the week after, one of the weeks. So there's lots of different things happening. I might put that concert on now. And it is Stephen Day, actually, which is a very nice concert. I think it's quite from a few years ago. So just something to meditate to, and also feel free to keep chatting if you wish. Do that.
Yeah, you can
It's coming.
make it of this, and then 7 times this.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.